dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl
Sierra Nicole.
Back on the channel with another one. Back on the channel with another reaction. Back on the channel with another
Kid and C Original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. If y'all back and new to the channel and haven't done so already, please tell them what to do.
Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you're always notified when we upload a new video.
Man, she keeps looking over y'all because she checking out y'all comments
I'm sorry,
right now.
boo-boo. I kicked my baby.
But she was checking out y'all comments, so keep spamming those comments. So, man, we do respond back. We see y'all. Y'all don't go unnoticed, so spam up the comments.
If I am ever looking down, it's because y'all be blowing
the phone up. But with that being said, man, also check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. We won't ever stop saying it because y'all already know where to go. Go ahead, go over there to the main channel, man. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, do the whole nine over there as well. But we back on the channel with the criminal history of Lil Baby. Now, we all do know Lil Baby got some criminal history. But I want to know how deep it gets.
How deep, yeah.
How deep it actually gets.
We're going to find out. Just a little bit.
But first, go ahead and follow us on the socials.
On the socials.
Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? You know what to do with that. But with that being said, man, we do want to go ahead and get into it. We want to go ahead and check it out. We want to see what it's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it, y'all.
Lil Baby has become one of the most sought-after rappers in hip-hop ever since he dropped his debut album, Harder Than Ever, back in May of 2018. The 25-year-old rapper from Atlanta, Georgia, has had multiple chart-topping hits, such as Yes Indeed, featuring Drake, and Drip Too Hard, featuring Gunna, which have made him not only a multi-million-dollar recording artist, but a certified multi-platinum artist as well. In fact, Lil Baby has gone platinum over 10 times since the start of his career, which is quite impressive, to say the least. But what makes Lil Baby's story even more astonishing is the fact that just a few years ago, he was sitting alone in a 6x8 concrete cell in a Georgia State Penitentiary at just 18 years old. Curious on how Lil Baby got himself into this situation? Well, then we got you covered. Here is an exclusive inside look at the criminal history of Lil Baby. Lil Baby's first arrest took place when he was just 12 years old. While out with some friends, Lil Baby got this genius idea to go break in and rob a house that was in his Atlanta neighborhood. As the crew approached the house, police pulled up out of nowhere and detained all of them almost immediately. After a few minutes of questioning, the police came to the conclusion that Lil Baby and friends were planning on breaking into the home and arrested them for burglary. Since Lil Baby was only 12 years old at the time, he obviously couldn't be booked into a county jail. So they brought him to a local juvenile detention center where he stayed locked up for only 10 days. When he got out, Lil Baby continued to stay involved with the streets, with the only difference being that he was just less secretive about it. Before, nobody other than his friends really knew what he was up to, but after his arrest, everyone, including his mother, knew about his little after-school activities. Despite being knee-deep in the streets, Lil Baby continued to attend school and claimed to be extremely smart academically. He consistently passed all of his classes and was on the path to get his high school diploma, but eventually got kicked out of high school due to the fact that he kept getting suspended throughout his entire academic career. After getting kicked out, Lil Baby was planning on going to an alternative school, but decided to just drop out after realizing he was too old for the alternative school. He was now in the streets full time. With all the new free time on his hands, Lil Baby ended up getting arrested multiple times during the ages of 16 and 17. All the details of these arrests seem to be sealed due to the fact that Lil Baby was still a minor at the time, but he mentioned in a few interviews early on in his career that the arrests were basically all for the same two things: drugs and guns. Every time he was arrested, Lil Baby seemed to get off with almost little to no consequences. But this obviously didn't last forever, as his next arrest left the judge fed up and ended up sentencing Lil Baby to probation. While on probation, Lil Baby stayed out of trouble for a short period of time, but at the age of 18, he slipped up once again and was sent back to jail after violating his probation. This probation violation...
Bro, every time I see that mugshot, I be
That's
like...
my first time seeing it.
She said, what the...
That's my first time seeing it. Okay.
You never seen that baby mugshot?
I ain't never seen that baby mugshot.
Alright, let's get back into it.
Had Lil Baby facing some serious time in prison, which required him to lawyer up as soon as possible. His first lawyer was able to cut a deal to where he just had to serve 2 years in prison. But Lil Baby wouldn't take this for an answer and eventually fired him to hire a new lawyer who was able to land him an even better deal, where he was told that he could attend a 6-month program instead of doing time in prison. Lil Baby accepted this deal and went to the program a few days later. After arriving to this program, Lil Baby soon found out that this program was actually intended to be a year-long ordeal instead of the 6 months that he had been told. This upset Lil Baby and made him feel like he'd been tricked, but he continued to give the program another chance. Then, just a few days later, he got into a scuffle with another program attendee, which led to him being kicked out of the program and sentenced to 2 years in prison. At the prison, Lil Baby didn't really have any difficulties, as you may expect an 18-year-old to have, because he had cousins who were facing life sentences in the same penitentiary as he was in. In addition to having some family by his side, it also probably helped that his 2-year sentence was one of the shortest ones out of all the inmates, which most likely made him feel thankful that he was even going to get out, while other inmates may never see the light of day again. On July 1st, 2016, Lil Baby was released from prison and returned to his mother's home in Atlanta. When he got back, Lil Baby realized that a lot of his street friends, such as Marlo and Young Thug, had begun rapping and were actually developing quite the buzz in the industry. While this was cool and all, Lil Baby had no desire to rap and planned on going back to hustling in the streets like he'd been doing his whole life. When word of his plans got around town, his old friends, such as P and Coach K from Quality Control, and even Young Thug, encouraged Lil Baby to start rapping instead of going back to his old ways. Lil Baby soon began entertaining this idea, but never actually got started, until Young Thug paid for Baby's first ever studio session. This one studio session with Young Thug changed Lil Baby's life forever.
That's all it takes.
Why every time I say you say
Well, because I'm already saying and I think
Cal, bro. We ain't got that connection.
Yeah, we do. But anyway, off of that, that's all it takes. Somebody giving you that opportunity, that chance, taking a chance on you.
Because sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes everybody be like, take a chance on yourself. Sometimes yourself, you might not can afford to take a chance on yourself. But having somebody close to you be able to afford to help you out, because they can see that and vision in you, and then you take that chance and now look at them. Hey, sometimes y'all homies that got money, just help your partners out, bro.
Lil Baby soon began to be in the studio non-stop, recording song after song, until he finally dropped his first ever project titled Perfect Timing, which had features from Lil Yachty, Gunna, and of course, Young Thug. This project brought a lot of buzz to Lil Baby, not only because of the good music, but rather due to the fact that everyone discovered that this was Quality Control's newest artist. Lil Baby took advantage of all this new attention and soon dropped his debut album, Harder Than Ever. 2 of the tracks featured on the album, My Dog and Freestyle, went viral online and skyrocketed Lil Baby to mainstream success. This not only allowed him to make incredible hits with his friends over at Quality Control, but also gave him the ability to link up with other top-tier artists, such as Drake. In fact, Drake and Lil Baby's song, titled Yes Indeed, is currently 3 times platinum and peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. It's also pretty cool that Gunna, who was featured on Lil Baby's first project, started to gain mainstream success as well at around the same time as Lil Baby. The two eventually went on to release an album together called Drip Harder, where the lead single, Drip Too Hard, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard charts and even went platinum 5 times. Then, on February 7, 2019, at around 6 p.m., Lil Baby was cruising around in his orange Corvette when a Georgia State trooper saw the rapper fail to signal when changing lanes. Lil Baby then proceeded to speed up and pass other vehicles in a reckless manner while a lot of pedestrians were walking about on foot. Then, as soon as the state trooper got behind Lil Baby's Corvette to pull him over, Baby realized what was going on and began to accelerate and change lanes in hopes to avoid being pulled over. That ended up not working out so well because the state trooper eventually pulled Lil Baby over and arrested him for failing to signal while changing lanes, reckless driving, and attempting to flee or elude police. Baby was then put in the back of the police cruiser and then eventually booked into the Fulton County Jail. Lil Baby was released later that night after posting bail for an unknown amount of money. No updates have been released in the media about this arrest, but I have a pretty good feeling that Lil Baby will most likely just have to pay a fine of some sort and maybe attend some type of traffic school. Overall, I don't really worry about Lil Baby ever falling back into his old ways. He claims that he never wants to go back to prison and really showed everyone that not only is he a talented artist, but that he also has an extremely good work ethic as well. He seems to have realized how fortunate he was to be surrounded by already established rappers and label executives and put everything he had into the music until he became one of the biggest names in hip-hop. I also want to note that I don't really consider his last arrest to be anything major whatsoever. Or at least nothing major compared to what Lil Baby came from, since it's basically just a traffic violation. Regardless, I wish for nothing but the best for Lil Baby, and hope he continues to achieve massive success in the industry. Well, there you have it. The entire criminal history of Lil Baby.
To be honest, I really feel like he's gonna outshine everybody, you know what I'm saying, that came up before him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think he's gonna eventually elevate, be way ahead of Ghana. He's gonna eventually surpass Young Thug, and he's gonna be like that top tier artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
That's just what I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Let us know in the comment section down below what y'all think, how y'all feel. Go ahead, spam it up in the comment section down below, but you already know how it go. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
Yeah, y'all.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from